Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sports Ball with Palmer. Hey, whew, whew, happy Victory Monday, everyone, and I'm just glad we're not 0-3, but you couldn't lose last night. You didn't. It's a win. It's a win. But there's still offensive struggles for this team. Do they need to make a move at running back? Potentially make a trade? Do they need to bring in Tyreek Hill? I I don't, I'm not sure, but I mean, do they need to make a move for this offense? Do they potentially need to make a move on defense? Is it time to potentially call for Matt Nagy's head? I don't know. Hey, stick around to find out. But hey, once again, happy Victory Monday, the first Victory Monday of the season after the Chiefs won last night on Sunday Night Football. That game took years off my life watching, just especially in the first half, straight up not having a good time watching. If I wanted to watch bad offensive games, I just would watch the 2023 Royals offense. But hey, the Chiefs did defeat the Giants last night 22-9 for their first victory on the season, as they are now 1-2. The Giants fall to 0-3. I mean, they pulled away in the second half, and they definitely left points on the scoreboard in the first half, settling for field goals. But it's a win. They are hard to come by. Just stack wins again. Try and get out of this 6-game stretch without Rashee Rice 3-3. But you really needed the win tonight to do that. I mean, you still could, but it would have been a lot more difficult had you dropped this game. But they were able to win. Boy, I mean, they're definitely looking at the offense. I mean, Mahomes can't keep doing all this by himself. Now, granted, some guys stepped up, specifically one guy, but I don't know what's up with Kelsey. I mean, Karen, there was a couple throws that definitely were on Mahomes, and not just to him. He still had some misses in this game. I mean, but the Giants' defensive front is legit, one of the best in the league. But again, Josh Simmons continues to show improvement. Kingsley actually did play a lot better today, and of course, Creed Humphrey-Smith always good. There's certain, I mean, well, Taylor, my goodness, but Mahomes can't keep doing everything like scrambling. He can't keep being the leading rusher on this team. Got to find some sort of running game, whether that's making a move. I mean, I think they really should go out and try and trade for a running back. I would almost rather them trade for a running back than going out and get Tyreek Hill. I mean, again, I still feel like they're definitely really one injury away to Hollywood, to Thornton, to Juju over these next 3 weeks from really being down bad in the wide receiver room and probably really having to go out and make some sort of move. But you're getting Rice and Worthy back. So that'll definitely help. But go out and trade for Kamara. The Saints aren't doing anything. I mean, why not? Like, if you're the Saints, why wouldn't you get more draft picks to potentially help out with the rebuild? Because what's Kamara doing for you? he's older. Like, I feel like the Chiefs, I don't have to give up relatively too much to be able to go get him. And then obviously you don't have to pay him and maybe or at least go 50-50 eat like with the Saints on the contract situation, but go out and get Alvin Kamara. Go out and get Devon Achane from Miami. I mean, he's Achane's gonna be a little bit more expensive. And then one other guy like Brees Hall, like kind of the Jets low key stink. And they're not gonna do anything. And it seems like they're more committed to Braylon Allen than they are Brees Hall. So go out and get Brees. I get that legit running back. And that is going to help this offense so much. And then obviously when Rice and Worthy come back, Rice from his suspension and Worthy from his shoulder injury that happened week 1 in Brazil against the Chargers. So you're getting those two guys back, but man, they really do need to address this running game. But even more, Juwan Taylor. Like you can go out and get those guys, and they would definitely help. I can see them even with the Juwan Taylor issue, but Juwan Taylor needs to go. At this point, this experiment, I'm not saying it was an experiment, but whatever this is with Juwan Taylor, he needs to go. I get they're paying him a lot, which might hinder them in making a move for a running back or even Tyreek Hill, but I think you just got to eat the money at this point. Just got to eat it. I, I mean, I get Jalen Moore was brought in more for the left tackle, but he can be a swing tackle. He can play right tackle. So I mean, obviously they know more than I do. I'm just a guy at home talking about this, but Juwan Taylor needs to go. He keeps committing way too many penalties every single week. He continues to line up illegally more often than not. He keeps committing false start penalties and committing false starts even when they're not called. I mean, I'll admit it, there was a couple times where clearly he, you know, took a step back early before the ball was snapped and it wasn't called. So I can sit here and whine and complain, but I will just as much like, I mean, that does need to get called, but like it hurts the team because he keeps doing that. And I'm sure he's been told, whether by Reed, Nagy, O-line coaches, to stop doing that, and yet he continues to do that. Like, man, I assume a lot of you were watching the game. Like the first illegal formation, I think it was even just the first penalty called on him, and it wasn't. I'm pretty sure it was a legal formation. They had that graphic ready. Like as soon as that flag was called, they were like, "Oh, here's what happens." Offensive linemen need to be at the belt of the center, and if they're lined up, behind that, it's an illegal formation. They had that graphic ready. Now, granted, they freaking created the monster because 2 years with Collinsworth just saying that, and then the game after that, just a whole bunch of penalties. Not saying weren't deserved because he was doing it, but it's time to move on. He is hurting this team. Again, they know more. Maybe they're not comfortable with Jalen Moore at right tackle, and even with all the penalty issues. But even then, it's not just penalties. Like he gets beat like easy and usually early, which is where he ends up committing, especially a lot of those holding penalties. And also even the false starts because he's like, I know I'm going to get beat, so he's trying to get ahead. And then a lot of times, like it feels like 7, 8 times out of 10, whether it's called or not, usually it feels like it's called. But sometimes even when it's maybe the false start or illegal formation isn't called, then he's called on a hold because the defensive end beats him or the linebacker coming on a blitz beats him. Just see which, just throw. It can't be worse. I feel like it can't be worse. Like Jalen Moore can't be worse than what Jawan Taylor is giving you. They need to move on. But again, that still goes into like Mahomes can't keep doing anything. But man, Andy got fired up, especially in that first half, getting in Travis's face about his mistakes. Because like you kept hearing it, in the after the Chargers game and Eagles game. Oh, Travis being like, yeah, we got to keep each other accountable. I got to keep. Well, okay, who's going to keep you? I got like Mahomes, Reed, the coaches, but yeah, like I like it. Andy getting in his face, just you know, I loved it. Need to see more of that, like because Travis has been playing horrible, and he needs to get called out for it. So I love Andy calling out Kelsey, getting in his face. You know, Kelsey's got to play better. I mean, yeah, some of those throws were on Mahomes, but he's still got to have a better effort. Like I don't know at this point. I don't. I mean, I know he's getting older, but some of them, like it just seems like the effort isn't there. I could be wrong, but sometimes it just feels like the effort's not there. Like he's not trying. Like there was one throw, a deep shot down the field. I believe it was still in the first quarter. It might have been second quarter. I know it was in the first half. Deep shot down the field, and it's like one of those where, like, yeah, Mahomes overthrew him just a little, but if he makes any effort for that ball and kind of runs into the defender, he's going to get a pass interference call most likely. I mean, maybe not, but you will at least make the ref think about it more than just like, oh, he was running and kind of was like, oh, like, dude, making at least kind of make an effort for the ball, but it's there's still a lot of issues on the offense that need to be worked out. Again, Rice and Worthy coming back are going to help that, but they need to make a move. But I still don't know what's up with this offense. They're displaying and doing a lot of the stuff we're doing. And again, I also realized Worthy was a rookie and he didn't really come on until the second half. And then Rice was hurt. Also, Hollywood got hurt at one point, So when they're fully healthy, I hope they can click, and I like to think they'll click, but yeah, they need to iron out. But again, kind of almost seems like the one good outside of Mahomes, Tyquan Thornton, man, he had himself a game. He didn't get crack 100 yards, but he had 5 receptions for 71 and almost had 2 touchdowns, but had 1 touchdown. He's the deep threat that they have been missing. He played a heck of a game. He had on his touchdown was a really good throw by Mahomes, and he threaded the needle, and that was his 1 touchdown. But then he had a deep ball that he almost caught, and then a couple plays later went right back to him on a deep shot, and he made a heck of a catch. Like, oh, that was a fantastic catch by Thornton to be able to haul that in. and then Hunt ended up with the touchdown because they were down right on the one. But it was a heck of a catch. I really like Thornton. They can do some really good things with him. So I can't wait to see how they involve him more, and not just over the next 3 weeks, like, yes, over the next 3 weeks, but even once Rice and Worthy come back. How, because could he then overtake Worthy and Hollywood for that number 3 spot behind Rice and Worthy? Does he maybe only go up to the number 4? Because it's, I would say definitely Hollywood's above Juju, but I mean, even Juju had a pretty decent game. I mean, he had 4 receptions for 55 yards, so not great, but not like super horrible, So, but I feel like Hollywood is still above him. So when Worthy and Rice, but does Thornton at least maybe move up to number 4? We'll see. I kind of hope so, uh, because New England didn't really use him right at all. So he's a good. I mean, is he? Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown type. Ross St. Brown, no, but he can be a solid wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4. And if that's what we ask out of him, I believe he'll succeed. So I can't wait to see, because again, obviously, they just brought him in this year as a free agent. So, he's still learning the offense. Uh, so he's going to show improvement, and he's shown improvement every single game through the first 3 games. So I'm excited. Again, I'm excited to see what he's going to do the rest of the year, not just these next 3 weeks, especially these next 3 weeks. I mean, not to get all fantasy, but if I'm probably going to be, if I know I have him in some of my leagues, but man, I might be running out to try and grab Thornton, but I could see him being a big time, at least over these next 3, and then who knows from there. But I really like Tyquan Thornton. That, I mean, I can't think of too much more to cover, at least on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the defense. 2 weeks in a row, the defense has played a lot better since week 1. I'm kind of debacle, but like, yeah, the debacle in Brazil, in which, yeah, outside of having to blitz, and again, you still saw it last week against the Eagles too, but the secondary played awful week 1. They showed signs of improvement last week, and this week, man, they pretty much just said, we're not letting Malik Neighbors, like, he torched the Cowboys last week. And I mean, yeah, the Cowboys have a horrible secondary. Chiefs saw that and were like, yeah, no, we're not letting Neighbors beat us. We'll live, like, okay, force Wandell Robinson, force Theo Johnson, force Darius Slayton to try and beat us. So, and then, I mean, of course, Tracy ended up getting hurt. He came out with a hurt shoulder, but we'll live with Scottaboo beating us in the ground game a little bit, because he popped a couple runs. I mean, not super long, but he popped a couple runs, but and we are kind of daring him to like pop a huge one, and he never did. So, I mean, his longest rush was for 21, which I mean, but it's not like it was like a 50-yarder longer or something like really long, but you know, just kind of like we'll live with it, but we're not letting Neighbors, and they shut Neighbors down. I mean, he only had 2 catches for 13 yards. I'd say that's pretty good. Like controlling them, so yeah, they just said, and then they finally Uh, well, Chris Jones finally got his first sack of the season. So hey, go out and get your Big Macs today. Yeah. But they finally forced some turnovers. They forced two interceptions. They had one by Roland Wallace and the second by Jalen Watson. So, and they were kind of like, hey, we're going to force you to hold the ball and try and throw those moon balls, and they were ready for it. So they even only held Russ to 160 yards passing. So, and the secondary played a lot better. Defense still played better. I mean, again, there's still some question marks with pass rush, but they were still able to get home and not just even blitzing, like definitely when they blitzed, but I feel like the blitzes were uh, I don't know what the percentage is, but it didn't like they weren't blitzing like just about every play. Like they were conservative, might be the wrong like seldom like specific, like oh, we're gonna blitz now just to keep you on your toes, Russell. And yeah. But after this game, again, it's truly not if, but when Jackson Dart gets in for the Giants. So he did come in, and then like he'd come out, and the crowd would boo. But yeah, finally, defense forced some turnovers this week. Like to see it. Keep improving on that. And dude, I also like Roland Wallace. He's I want to say he's a rookie, but I know he's in the second year. But I think he could be primed for a breakout this year, honestly. Like he has played well. He can, especially with Fulton being out, can take over that cornerback three role. And then you get Fulton back, and especially if he stays healthy. I mean, that's honestly for with McDuffie, Watson, and then if Fulton can get back healthy and stay healthy, and Roland Wallace, I'm not gonna say Super League. I mean, McDuffie's like, you know, elite, but that's still then three solid cornerbacks behind him. But I still wish they would have re-signed Justin Reed. But what are you gonna do now? But he played really well last night. Excited to see he's another guy just like Thornton. I'm excited to see how he's going to do this year. Hopefully, he can get more playing time. And the way he played last night, especially getting that interception, playing more Spags, playing more. So, hope I hope he comes out and shines. But man, another area of struggles. Back to struggles. Harrison Butker. I don't know what's up. Obviously, and I'm not trying to get political. I don't want to get political on this podcast. But I know there's a lot of people, probably, and not to get sexist, but it's at least from what I've seen, it's more women than not that are happy about his struggles, or especially when he misses a kick in a certain direction, wide right. Like, I'm not trying to get political. I, but so I do they need to make a kicking change? Not for political, because he has struggled kicking. Like this week, he went 3 for 4. He missed what was it, like a 40, or was it the no, I think it was like a 40 something. Missed it. And it was like not close. Missed an extra point. Like he has struggled now. I don't, well, I mean, I guess you could go and get Younghoe Koo because the Falcons released him. I mean, I don't know. Is Mevis or did he get picked up? Because this is my Mizzou coming in. Like, go out and get Harrison Mevis. But I don't know if he might be on the Jets. But I think but you can steal players off practice squad. But I mean, I know he at least missed one kick last week. Yeah, so he made his extra points, but yeah, he missed that long field goal last week. So he's already missed 2 field goals and at least 1 extra point so far. I don't know because he's been one of the more clutch and consistent kickers in his career. I mean, and then the one, what was it, 2023 season? 20, it was the year when we beat the Eagles the first time in the Super Bowl. And also part of it was there was some issues with like the snap, the hold. There were some issues there as well, but I believe he had some sort of ankle or foot injury as well. So that like all of that kind of led to his struggles, and it was like, all right, okay, I can understand that. But as far as this year, I'm pretty sure he's not. I haven't heard anything about him being hurt or anything like that. And I haven't, at least me, I haven't dug into looking at, what's the snap looking like? What's the hold looking like? If those could be issues again, but, and maybe it's something with Butker's mechanics. I don't know. Maybe I like him. Obviously, again, he's throughout his career, he is, especially in the playoffs, but even obviously regular season, been consistent and one of the more clutch kickers. So I don't know what to say there, but maybe a kicking change should be talked about, especially if the. I mean, I know this is only week 3, but if they continue to happen over the next couple games, couple weeks, a conversation might need to be had of moving on from Bucker. Can maybe go get Koo unless he gets scooped up. Go sign Mevis because I mean I know he's not an active kicker, so he's probably on someone's practice squad. Which when they originally signed Bucker, they signed him off the Redskins practice squad. So you can sign like just because we put guys on practice squad doesn't mean they can't get signed by other teams. Like teams are allowed to steal and sign players off other teams' practice squad. So hey, again, Mizzou fan and me, hey, go out and get the thicker kicker. Go out and get Harrison Mephis. So, but they got the win. They are 1-2. I don't even know what kind of. It's all already a little bit like even after a win, like usually even after a win, even ugly wins, I'm still like, yeah, but I'm like a little because like that game, especially in the first half, just wasn't fun. Vibes low, just did not enjoy watching that first half. So, but it's a win. It was an ugly win, but it's a win nonetheless. They are 1-2. They will be taking on Baltimore next week, so I will preview that in an upcoming episode, but it's a win. Kind of at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters is that dub, that putting that mark in that win column. So we'll see. I am like reservedly confident that they can still win the divisions, still make the playoffs, and still potentially make the Super Bowl. Uh, but reservedly confident because I want to see improvement on the offense going forward. I want to see the defense continue to play better, get some sort of pass rush going. But yep. So with that, that will conclude this episode of Sports Ball with Palmer. Again, look out for my preview video of their upcoming matchup with the Ravens, talking NFL action and the Mizzou win over South Carolina. So, some exciting stuff coming this week. With that, thank you for watching. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And click that notification bell so you can get notified when I do drop new videos. So, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great Monday, especially all the Chiefs fans out there. A great victory Monday. I mean, I know a lot of teams turn Monday, especially obviously if they played on Monday, Victory Monday. So I know Chiefs and Chiefs fans are not the only ones saying that. But so, hey, have a great day. And hopefully the sun comes out because at least from what I've seen, it's been overcast. So I hope the sun comes out today. But y'all have a good one. As always, how about those Chiefs?